This is a Lego, and this is a keyboard. Get them together and you get the Brick 87, another one of Epomaker's beyond the usual keyboard builds. But before we get excited, how the hell do we tear this down? Well, that's nothing I cannot manage, so let's go! This is an 87 key gasket mounted structure with Lego ports. Is that what you call them? You can basically put Legos on top of this keyboard. This has a tri-mode connectivity with Bluetooth wired and 2.4G powered by a 3000 mAh battery pack. This features two thumb scrolls, one for volume and another for RGB brightness. I wish keyboard knobs also had control over screen brightness, but that may be for the future. With its full key rollover, this will register all buttons if pressed all at once. And speaking of pressing buttons, its lubed Peace Lily linear switches provide a smooth, non-scratchy typing experience. And by the way, I named my daughter Lily after Epomaker switch. In this box, you get a keyboard, manual, Type-C cable, extra switches, a keycap puller, and a Lego man with a sword. The dongle is stored underneath the keyboard by its foot. And speaking of feet, they have the standard kick-up feet you see on many other keyboards with two height levels to choose from. So the top of the keyboard has removable Lego strips that can be used as a base to build Legos on. I just ordered myself some Legos online for a future build with this thing. So, well, wait for that video to come out. The plastic upper case is more than 3mm thick, and that is solid for a keyboard top case. And on top of that, this doesn't creak when twisting the keyboard around, so I think this was built really well. This has two thumb scrolls that are made of steel, and guess what? That scroll wheel is the same encoder you see on mice. Now onto the keycaps, stabilizers, and switches. This has an MDA keycap profile made with PBT plastic. Stabilizers are pre-lubed and have very slight rattle to them. Why? Well, Epomaker generously lubed its stabilizers, and so far, I'm liking this lube they used. Is that dielectric grease? The stabs aren't loosely fit on the plate, so that's also why there's no stab rattle. Since we're talking about stabilizers, I'm proud to say the PCB is screw-in stabilizer compatible. Onto the switches, the Peace Lily sound clacking to my ears, kinda like a mix of marble and clack depending on case fittings and keyboard materials. For those who mind, housing is made of POM, and stem is made of PC. Lastly, this has a 42-gram actuation force and is a 5-pin switch. Have you got any questions? Comment down below. This has 4 color options and 4 switches to choose from. I got myself the gray-green combo as that would look best on camera, but the black one is slick. It's worth noting though that the black variant has OEM keycaps on it. This has a smooth, glossy textured ABS plastic keyboard housing with no branding, very much similar to the Dynatab. I reviewed that on my channel as well, so go check that out. The top of the keyboard has Lego compatible mounts on it, so Lego fans out there, this was made especially for you. And to those collectors out there, this is another one to add to your arsenal. So I have it here torn down, but I have to admit throughout the process I had jittery hands and I was just basically waiting for something to snap inside and break. Just know that prying off the top case may leave marks on the keyboard, and that's a price you're gonna have to pay if you want to tear this down and customize it. Anyways, I started prying the top case off from the gap near the thumb scrolls, then worked my way around going to the top. Prying the top case off isn't the same as other keyboards as the clips are within the case rather than on the outer layer of the case. There are 5 clips to pry off on the top and the bottom as well, then 2 clips on both sides. Upon lifting the top case, watch out for 2 cables going to the daughter board. Then under the PCB is another cable connected to the battery pack. Anyways, for a full teardown, unscrew the daughter board off the top case, then unscrew the PCB from the plate as well. Now for the internals, this has a sandwich foam and a switch pad in between the plate and PCB with another layer of PET insulation. Underneath, you get more foam stuck underneath the PCB, which acts kinda like a Tempest tape mod. Then underneath that, you get a dense type of foam. I think that's EVA. The PCB is a non-flex cut PCB with screw-in ports for stabilizers, as I said a while back. These have south-facing LEDs and accept both 3 pins or 5-pin switches. Now going over the software, this is a complete software with macros that allow mouse buttons to be added to it. Lighting customization and key binding is also available with layers to customize. Now, if you haven't seen any of my Epomaker keyboard reviews yet, I will leave a playlist somewhere around this frame. The number one thing I love about Epomaker's driver is its ability to connect thousands of Epomaker users by having them share macros, lightings, and other keyboard customizations that are available to you if you choose Epomaker. Got questions? Comment. You might want to check out my review for the Dynatab 75X, also from Epomaker. That thing is lit. See ya and subscribe.